Hey, it's Jordan. I'm going to show you how to do a fishtail braid. There's a lot of YouTube videos on how to do this, so if mine isn't thorough enough, just go to another one. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's it. Let's get started. It's a lot easier than it looks. Although it works, I have a lot of layers in my hair, so I can't do a regular braid very often because my layers start coming out about here, and my hair goes down to about here. So it doesn't look very appealing since I have to stop the braid about here. But fishtail braids, I can usually go all the way to the end of my hair, almost to the end. But yeah, that's it. So what you want to do first is just brush your hair through, just get rid of any knots, because if you have knots, it'll make it a lot harder to do it smoothly. You can, if you want to tease your hair, I'd recommend doing it beforehand, because obviously you couldn't do it afterwards. I don't tease my hair because I think it just looks crappy. Not necessarily my hair, but just teasing in general doesn't look very appealing. All you need is a hair tie and a bobby pin if you prefer one for the back of your hair. What I usually do is I just pull all of my hair to the side where my bangs are, just because I don't like having it uneven, and that would require me to pull my hair to the other side, and I don't like it. So just go to one side, and I usually have strands that fall because my layers are fairly short. What I usually do is I just take more than is necessary and just do a regular braid. Nothing special. This is why you need the bobby pin. And I don't tie off the end because I usually end up mixing it in with the rest of the hair, so just pull it to the back. You can put it over your ear or on top of it like I do, and just pin it in the back. And then you take the rest of your hair to one side if you haven't already, and my bangs are fine. You start by dividing your hair into two sections. Just make them as even as possible. Okay, and then you take a section from the back. I usually just use my thumb to separate it, if you can see that, and bring it to the other side. And just, you can see that it's kind of wrapped around. And then do the same thing to this side. Just use your thumb to push through, like that. Just thumb push through, and grab it with your other fingers and pull it to the other side. Sometimes you can smooth it out, sometimes it just looks good as it is. It doesn't really matter. And you do the same thing. It's, if you use big sections, it ends up looking like a normal braid, so I'd recommend using small sections. I usually use bigger sections towards the top just because it gets done quicker and it doesn't look as rough. I'm really bad at keeping it consistent, so I'd recommend also keeping it as consistent as possible and smoothing it out by running your fingers through it every time you pull it over. As you get closer to the bottom, start grabbing smaller sections because it'll make it a little bit tighter so your layers don't come out. If you have layers. If you don't have layers, this will be more consistent. Also, if you have layers like I do, then it'll start getting a lot smaller towards the bottom. I would recommend putting in a type of, well, not hairspray necessarily, but if you want to put hairspray in your hair, just a loose kind that's not going to make it extremely sticky and firm, just to make it so that the individual strands don't come out. You can see I'm almost towards the bottom of my hair. That's about all I have left, so I'm going to go ahead and tie it off. Just a regular black hair tie. And that's it. That's all you have to do. I have a gap right here. I've never really figured out why, but that's basically it. If you can separate it in the middle, if you want to do pigtails on both sides, doesn't really matter. That's it. Bye.